Pray, who might you be, my girl? And what compelled you to wander in and out of Erebus?
I'm not your girl, old man. My name and business are not your concern.
So it seems. You appear to be quite pressed for time. Forgive this old man his transgressions. You have returned, or lost your way, perhaps, in those interminable passageways beyond.
I know where I'm going. Whom do I address? And what are you doing here yourself in such a place?
My name and business are not your concern. Is that not what you said? Ah, the impertinence of the youth of this age. I know who you are. I know where you go. You shall not get there.
This magic. Chronos. I'll carve you limb from limb for this. For everything.
How frightening. Unfortunately, we shall never know if yours was a mere empty threat, for you are going on a little time out, at least until some other matters are resolved. You seem to know your way around. I am master of this realm, yet even I would never venture into yonder woods. You even found your way back from your detour in Asphodel.
Damn you, Chronos.
Oh, stop. 'Tis a pity that this granddaughter of mine is both a weakling and a fool, though an elusive one. I ought to thank the fates that we have met at last.
The fates had nothing to do with this. You took my family.
Our family. Make not their same mistakes, and in time, we surely shall grow past this halted start to our relationship. I shall see you later.
Wait!
You, my girl, are meddling in matters you do not understand. Your father made certain
Choices. He was bound by them, but you are not.
you need not follow in his ruinous path.
Ruinous. You brought ruin to the underworld and the surface. I'll never accept what you've done. Now enough talk.
How very spirited.
You truly think you can stop
Time. Well then, I would like to see you try. Let yourself in, I see. Through the gutter. This family never had any class. Though I'm working on alleviating that within this house, if you would pardon all the dust. We have been renovating around here.
Get up. You get up off that stolen throne. You know who I am, and you know why I'm here.
A family with no class and no civility either. Have I not made clear to you that your attempt to do me harm shall be in vain? I am a deathless titan. You merely are a poor, misguided girl.
Hear me, you enemy of night and darkness now. For your transgressions you shall imminently die. Under chthonic doctrine this I vow, for there is no escape from fate beneath the sky.
Manners. Cursing is forbidden in this house. By that token, fighting is forbidden as well. But for you, my girl, we shall have to make an exception. Time for you to go. I thought that I might find you here, my girl. Such fire in your eyes. How obstinate the members of our family can be. Have you learned nothing from our previous exchange?
Oh, I learned plenty, and I'm eager to learn more. So why don't you get out of my way, since there's nothing you can do within these woods but try to slow me down.
Past the point of reason and so very self-assured. Then very well. Come find me if you must and learn some more. You know where I reside. I do not hide from gods. You slipped through my fingers before, only to return and give to me another opportunity to add you to my collection. Did Athena truly get all the wisdom in our family?
Your collection. You speak of your kin as objects to be put on display. The gods ought to have put you on display after cutting you to pieces, instead of discarding you like common filth.
You know, I'm still rather sore about all that. I truly thought my children would be different, that they would show their elders some respect. But they did not, and my tolerance has its limits. Which rock did you crawl out from under, hmm? My forces, they are terribly confused. They have no idea where you live. So I thought I would attempt asking you nicely here.
I live in your nightmares, Titan. I thrive on them. I'll see you dead, and then destroyed. However long it takes.
However long it takes. You speak of inevitability, little one. A subject on which I happen to be the expert. As to whomever sent you after me, I shall find them. You saw your father out there, I presume? He required a special arrangement. For eons, he incarcerated countless souls within this place, not to mention me. Seemed only fitting he should have to waste away accordingly.
You couch it in morality when vengeance is reason enough. Though since you've reasoned it all out, by what right did you take the other members of my family? And Nyx and all the rest?
Why, because they opposed me. Except you have this rather vexing knack for resisting some of my time-honored techniques. A recessive family trait, perhaps. Although your brother, he was not so fortunate. You too. I am time itself. What are you? A thrall of those calling themselves gods, mindlessly serving at their whim. My children are crafty. To them, you are nothing but a common tool. And not an especially sharp one, it appears to me. The course of history is mine to shape. Yet you continue vexing me, as though you wish to do so in my stead. Fine, what shall it be? Shall I just go ahead and cede my rightful throne?
You don't set the course of history. Your time. You're just the paving stones we cross along our way. More than getting back at the gods, you're getting back at the fates, who know your rightful place in all of this.
I do in fact take issue with the fates. Though they ought to be none of your concern or anyone's. Imagine being free to make your own decisions now, only to long for the weight of their yoke upon your back. How pathetic. You yet persist, despite my generous attempts to dissuade you. Then very well. You carry on as the distraction which you are, whilst I turn my attention to matters of greater import. Your eyes do not deceive. I am as hale and hearty as can be. That sinking sense you must have felt after our previous exchange. The fear of the utter senselessness of your entire enterprise. You now know it to be true.
I was never going to destroy you in a single clash. You more than anybody ought to know results of any worth take time.
Ah, so then you wish to make a habit of such unceremonious appearances as this, as though they might amount to something in the end. Fine. For my part, I occasionally need to stretch my limbs. You are proving to be quite a nuisance, if only because you insist on continually setting loose your father's wretched old three-headed cur. To think how such a beast used to be kept within these walls.
So you keep casting out poor Cerberus into the morning fields, where he rages alone, of all your unforgivable offenses.
What would you have me do? I do not require him to guard the gates to this realm, for they are open wide. And I certainly do not require him to shed everywhere, though bloodshed I accept. If there is one thing on which the accursed fates and I agree, it is that all eventually shall decay. All spring from nothingness, and back into that chaos we shall all return. You merely hurry it along. You are too young to know what it was like before the gods reshaped the world to be like this. Mortals did not have to die in agony and waste away within this pit. A simpler age, and all the better for it.
All the better because you controlled every detail, is that it? You couldn't stand that others had a different outlook than your own. You went to war with your own children. After eating them whole, so they say.
They say a lot of things. They went to war with me. My offspring and my other charges did not always take to discipline. I had too many to look after to take cheek from any one. And you, my girl, are not entitled to anything more. Hades used some of his failing strength to spur you on. Even whilst bound in chains no god can break, your father yet proves to be a pest.
You've tortured and humiliated him. All this talk of how you plan to bring about a bygone age, yet petty vengeance seems to be your chief concern.
The thing is, my girl, I can have both. You should have seen the cruel, inventive ways your father tortured mortal souls. Thus I dispense a form of justice to him and to you. My dear son Zeus is already abetting you this night. I fear not his famous thunderbolt, young fool that he is.
You know, I'm almost impressed. Not only have you ransacked my father's domain and made war on Olympus, you had the audacity to deceive primordial chaos. That takes a spine.
Why, thank you, my girl. I must admit, I thought that chaos would be something of a bargainer, for I was willing to exchange their daughter Nyx for the three fates. But now I have them all.
You played the chthonic gods for a pack of fools, these eldest, most powerful forces in existence. Such choices may come back to haunt you.
Yes, you have come back to haunt me here repeatedly. You, the best that the gods of the underworld and Olympus have to offer. Bah.
Little one, do not presume to think your movements are invisible to me. I see you plainly where you stand. A trespass for which you shall suffer, although regrettably not by my hand right now. Not yet.
A moment passes, then another, and another. I have names for them in every measure, you know? The very brief ones. The ones that linger.
If you're quite finished, I'll try not to take up more than a few of the very brief ones you mentioned.
I understand the need to cut time down to smaller bits, I do. Hours cut down to minutes. Minutes cut down to seconds. Because the whole of it, my girl, is too much to fathom. Have you once marveled at the ever-turning gears in Tartarus? My little contribution to the underworld's design? A steady means of moving things along. I call it clockwork. A cycle without end. Akin to the turning of the seasons.
I'm not here for a tour. That clockwork could have only come from you. An eyesore, going nowhere, groaning all along.
Going nowhere? One with capacity for magic ought espouse a deeper understanding of this world. We are always going somewhere. The future, my girl. Into the future. I was beginning to think I had successfully dissuaded you. When it came to my attention, you were trespassing some other place instead. You dared venture above.
I've seen your work up there firsthand. To have unsealed the very gates of hell, and brought disaster to mortals who've nothing to do with your petty vendetta.
You speak of the bedraggled city of Athera, which once stood in sycophantic tribute to your upstart father. Perhaps what mortals yet remain there shall think twice next time before they put their faith in gods.
I thought all the chthonic gods opposed you openly, but you persuaded Eris, of all creatures, to your side. A laughable alliance, though not bad for sowing more destruction and dissent.
I am owed credit for a great many things, my girl, but not for any such alliances with strife. What use have I for Nyx's youngest whelp? Although perhaps she is no fool, if she has rallied to my banners, as you say. You cannot help the gods above, you know. My legions are vast, and death means little to them anymore. Not that your efforts here shall be of much consequence either.
Your surface legions fight and die for you, yet you hide behind them here. If you're so certain of your victory, you'd be leading them.
Leadership, my girl, is not about having to do everything oneself. It is about ensuring others share your same ideals and methodology. Wherever you may go, you shall encounter many who embrace my point of view, I think.
Hey, thanks for watching. Just as a reminder, at the time of this recording, Hades 2 is still in early access. Please let me know if you have any suggestions in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.